Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, today we're going to be checking out the Acta non-Verba Z200. Acta non-Verba, also known as ANV. But also, guys, this is December's affiliation knife with SMKW. Really didn't know a lot about Acta non-Verba, or ANV, from here on out. And I was like, this is a good opportunity to check it out and then pass it along to someone else so they can check it out. So that's exactly what we're going to do. But so what do we've got? Well, you got a T6 aluminum handle. As you can see, this one's kind of that dark navy blue, if you will. There's black. There's actually several different colored versions out there, which is pretty cool. The aluminum is done very, very well, chamfered off very nicely. It's a little slick. It's not too bad. Maybe some texturing on the handle, but it's not bad, but it's aluminum. So you kind of have to deal with that sometimes. A little texturing would be nice though. Got a lanyard hole right there and a very, very deep carry clip, which we will definitely talk about here later on. Overall fit and finish is really pretty well. It's centered up fairly nicely. Obviously, the one thing that you're gonna see about this knife is it's lacking kind of one thing. Deployment method. There's no flipper. There's no front flipper. There's no button. Nope. That's because it was designed to be a two-handed knife. That is exactly what it was designed to be. So, a little interesting, a little different. In the modern knife, they're not really, we're used to seeing holes, flippers, whatever. And we're not really seeing that on this one. Now, you do have a fuller up here. And if you're coordinated enough to keep your fingers off the frame lock, you actually can get in there and flip it open with your thumb. So it isn't necessarily a one-handed knife, or two-handed knife, excuse me. It can be a one-handed knife, but it takes some getting used to. Trust me. I find myself, I've really got to watch where I put my fingers, down low on that pocket clip. And then see, there we go. I'm at about 70%. We'll call it that. I'm at about 70% flip rate on it. But like I said, it was designed to be a two-handed knife. And it does that job very well. Oh, you can actually pinch and roll too if you really wanted to. You can pinch and roll it open. So there's ways around everything. Now, it's definitely not a dropper. You're running, I don't know if you can see that in there, but you're definitely running on washers. You can see them right there. So it's not drop shutty. It's little shake shut it up. So, it's a little different. From what? Well, definitely different than anything I've had really recently in a modern knife. Pretty much everything that I've had has gone to bearings, flipper, front flipper, button, hole, you name it. So it's kind of interesting to see a design like this in a modern knife. I find it very interesting. The one thing I do like about the build on it is the relief there for the frame lock on the inside. I definitely like that aspect. But now, steel. You've got the Sleipner steel. I hope I said that right. Sleipner. Swedish steel, but this knife is actually made in the Czech Republic. So I don't think I've had a knife made in the Czech Republic on the channel before. So that's kind of cool. But there you go. And you will notice you have this little glow dot there, that's one thing I found really interesting as well. There's just a lot of things in this knife that I'm like, okay, it's just the way it's designed. But there you go. It glows very well. Now, without that glow spot, that would be a perfect spot for some thumb studs to open it. But like I said, definitely designed to be a two-handed knife. So, all right, let's zoom out. We'll get our spec check going. So overall, now I'm not going to include the pocket clip because that does stick out almost a good 1/4 of an inch, just shy. But you're looking at right about an 8-inch knife, 4 3/4 on the handle, 3 1/4 on the blade. Your actual cutting edge does kind of extend a little bit past. So, but without the thumb studs, there's nothing blocking your cutting path. So that's good. You know, if there were thumb studs here, they would definitely be out in the cutting path, but they're not. Choil seems to be done pretty well. Grinds look pretty good. DLC coated blade. There you go. Z200 Sleipner. Nice. Ooh. Grip length, we're looking at about 3 3/4. So as you can see, I do have a little bit of room left over. So a little bit larger hands than mine. Now there again, I don't have overly large hands, but that was my biggest thing to overcome with this knife is keeping my fingers when I'm trying to actually thumb flip it. So, it is what it is. Oh, 50-50 on that. Had to do it a second time. I think 70% is about where I'm at. We'll just call it 70 anyway. There's your overall size comparison with the PM2. Very close. Very, very close. Good comparison there. And then, of course, always throw the bug out there. Definitely a little bit larger than the bug out. Get a weight on the old Z200 here. Zero it out. Oh, we'll start in grams. There we go. 98. So it's going to be 3.5-ish. Yeah, 3.5 ounces. Now the carry. Now this is where I was going to talk about the pocket clip. It's super deep carry. Love that aspect of it. But the one thing I did find out, I mean, look, it disappears. Absolutely disappears in the pocket. But it does extend if you really get the full depth of that pocket clip. What I was having an issue with is when I did it pretty good there. When I was actually wearing the pants, I was squeezing it a little too hard. And it must have been the jeans I was wearing too, because it was actually kind of like catching on that inner seam. So I kind of had to put a little pressure on the bottom of the pocket clip and pull it up to get it out of my pocket. So just a little, it could have been the seam on the jeans. Absolutely. But I did notice it was kind of, because you can see there, it is a right or left-handed clip. You can see you've got the holes on this side where you can mount it on either side. But you can see it was just kind of getting hung up in there. So there's a couple little things about this knife that different, quirky, if you will. Now, overall, I really like the design. You know me, I'm a straight line type of guy. They call it a spear point. That looks pretty much like a standard drop point to me. Call it what you want. In hand, super comfortable in hand. Absolutely 100%. I do feel this portion of the clip a little bit. It's not too bad. Nothing major. But I do kind of know it's there. If I really bear down on it, I can feel it a little bit more. Hot spot. I don't think I would call it one. I could see where somebody might. But for me, not really. But, overall, I'm really glad I ended up getting this one because it's just got a modern knife that's kind of with some, traditional throwbacks. It's meant to be a two-handed knife. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. I got to hear what you guys think. But like I said earlier, this is our affiliation knife for SMKW. So I will be giving it away. I'll be doing a drawing off of this video, like I always do with the affiliation knives. Oh, it does say Acta on Verba there too. Sorry, forgot to point that out. But it does. A and B. So yeah, that's definitely what I'll be doing. You're probably seeing this maybe while we're in Florida. Once I get home from Florida, I'll do the drawing and send it out. Now, as always, with all of these knives, or the affiliation knives, I don't advertise them as giveaways. You guys that use the links, the affiliate links over and over, which I greatly appreciate, you guys make this happen. That's why I don't advertise them, as I don't put giveaway in the title or anything like that. I'm telling you right now in the video, it's going to get given away, and I'm going to draw off this video. So what you got to do is leave a comment down there. Standard rules apply, 18. Yes, U.S. addresses only. Absolutely. It's just what we're doing now, guys. So let me know what you guys think of the AMV Z200. What do you think of the quirks? What do you think of the two-handed, the pocket clip? Any of those things. Love to hear what you think. As always, guys, greatly appreciate you stopping by today. Like, subscribe, leave me that comment. I love talking to you. Until next time, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.